fellow Tamers and DigiDestined, it's Mike AKA Synaku from OverGround, and today I'm going to be commentating over another exhibition match between ourselves and Josh AKA JoDobbi on YouTube and Twitch. I'll be sure to link all of his stuff into the description of this video as well. He's a good buddy of ours, and he's been a good testing partner of ours as of late as well. So today he's playing his standard kind of purple toolbox list. He's a very kind of strong purple innovator, whereas we're playing kind of a new twist on our yellow Megazoo deck. In this case, we've gone to three colors explicitly, I guess, and it's just blue, yellow, and purple, and it's kind of like a Tri-Colour control list. So this list aims to use kind of the blue Leomon Gomamon package to manipulate your memory, as well as the yellow recovery package with Magna Angemon. But in this case, instead of playing Slash Angemon as a follow-up over the Magna, we're playing Kentorosmon. And this is for two reasons. The first reason is to help us kind of mitigate our opponent's ability to attack our security by giving everyone a security type -2, but also because it combos really well with Chimeramon. So for those unfamiliar, Chimeramon, on play you can delete one of your Digimon to delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon, and what Kentorosmon does on deletion is that it lets you minus an opponent's Digimon DP by 11,000. So those two cards in combination with one another can do a lot of damage. So here, we're just kind of going through the motions. You see him hit a Venom Myotismon in a first security check, and you're probably wondering, what the heck is that for? Well, with the blue engine that we're playing, we're also playing Kaisernail, and Kaisernail allows us to bring out a Digimon in an evolution source for free, or for the cost of Kaisernail, depending on if it was in our security or not. And with Venom Myotismon, we can actually evolve that over a Chimeramon, and then Kaisernail out the Chimeramon to activate its on-play ability once again, which is really, really strong. So we're just kind of seeing a volley back and forth here. Nothing really exceptionally interesting. Purple's just kind of doing Purple does best, rookie rushing us with small boys, and then it looks like Josh ran out of steam, so we had to drop a Myotismon. We had to hard play our Leomon because we ran out of rookies as well. We only play 7, and then we followed up with the Magna Angemon to recover 1, put us back to 5. This puts Josh back to 7 memory, which gives him a lot of memory to work with. And similarly to the kind of the Megazoo deck, we'll generally always be giving our opponent a lot of memory, but in this particular instance, we try to use the blue cards as much to our advantage as possible to kind of mitigate that. So yeah, so he's just kind of dropping cards, drawing cards, falls to Tsukaimon, Devamon, Vilemon off a different Tsukaimon, and then evolves finally into Boltmon. So here we're going to do a really cool play with a Chimeramon. Evolving to Gomamon first. There you go. So we're going to play Chimeramon, and we're going to destroy our Leomon to destroy his Vilemon. Now, he had Tsukaimon underneath to gain an additional memory, but what is cool with this interaction is that because of Leomon's on deletion effect where we gain 2 memory, we're effectively only playing Chimera for 5 as opposed to 7. But in this case, we paid him for 6, essentially, because Tsukaimon hasn't negated one of our memory gains through Leomon. And it's kind of a cheaper form of removal, which is really nice when you combo it in that direction. So yeah, so Josh is just climbing up the ladder. He's going to go into his big Venom Myotismon there. Now, Venom Myotismon, every time I declare an attack, I will lose 1 security, or 1 memory, sorry. So I'm just going to go ahead and just eliminate that completely. We're going to play the Trump Sword because we have Chimeramon in play. We've unlocked our ability to play purple cards, so we're going to do that, knock that out. He's going to gain an additional memory with his Tsukaimon, as well as with the Vidramon that was in source. I also forgot to mention he also dropped Kakari earlier in the game as well, so now for the remainder of the game, as long as he has 3 or less security, he'll gain an additional memory every turn. So we're just again going through the motions here, just kind of evolving, doing what we can. Boltmon's really strong in this matchup specifically too because our Digimon cap out at 11,000, so there's nothing in there that's strong enough to kind of defeat that in security battles. We see another Dividramon over the Gabumon. Dividramon's really strong, and Dividramon in combination with Tsukaimon is always really cool in purple because you're actively trying to delete your Digimon anyway, so you're always getting like so much advantage through deleting your own stuff. And we tried to kind of take that concept and apply it into a different colored deck instead of mono purple. So he hits into our security, hits our Leomon. Unfortunately, Leomon doesn't trigger in security. Wouldn't that be great? And here we're going to make a bit of a neat play here. So we have Magnadramon in hand, and normally we've met the requirements to play Magnadramon to recover 2 security. However, what we're going to do instead is that we're actually going to evolve the Magnadramon over Magna Angemon for 3. And then we're going to play that Kaiser Nail that we talked about for 4 to bring that Magna Angemon back out onto the board, trigger its on play ability once again, and recover 1. So whereas Magna Dromon would have recovered us 1 and put our opponent to 8, this way we put our opponent only to 4. We get to recover 1 anyway, but we actually get to extend our board out a little bit wider so we get more attacks on the following turn. So here comes the Myotismon that he leveled up earlier. So now he's got 3 attackers. We still have 4 security, so we're still in good shape. He's got 4 security to our 4 attackers as well. So he's actually going to go right into Beelzemon. That's going to knock out our Gomamon. And unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to evolve that Gomamon, so we couldn't take advantage of his gain of memory inheritable. So Boltmon's going to run into, oh, it's a Kintorosmon. So again, 11,000, just under that threshold. And he's going to run into a 7 Heavens here as well, and that's going to take out the Demi-Devimon, because 10,000 is not enough to knock out 12 and 11. Unfortunately, that's just not how the math works. So now we're kind of looking down the barrel of a pretty heavy gun here. He's got 2 big level 6s in play. We don't really have a way to deal with either one of them right now. We can't Trump Sword them because they're currently suspended. And we don't have access to stuff like Retaliation in our deck as well. So how are we going to deal with this? Well, he goes ahead and Trump Swords the Magnagmon to take an additional body off our board. I think he personally should have gone for the Magnagmon because I don't think you realized we played Kintorosmon at the time. But here, we're going to take advantage of the 7 memory we have. We're going to go to 0. We're going to reduce the Boltmon by 10,000. Then we're going to run it over with Chimeramon. Because now it's only a 2,000 body, and we can effectively just kind of take it out. And then we're going to play the 2-cost mat. Now, this 2-cost mat has actually been removed from the deck. And we're going to kind of go over some of the changes as I reveal the deck profile in a later video sometime this week. The Venom Myotismon was also taken out as well. The one that you saw earlier in security, and I'll kind of explain why it was in the original draft of the deck and why it was originally why it was chosen to be removed. But this mat, if he has something without a source, will gain additional memory once per turn. So in combination, kind of similarly to why he plays Kari in combination with his purple mat, we play blue mat with our combination of our TK, so we can kind of get at least 4 memory a turn if the circumstances align. And then we're going to attack over Chimera with Beelzemon, just eliminate an attacker on the board, which is really smart. He's going to play Night Raid, kind of build his board a little bit wider again, bring back his Tsukaimon. Josh really loves his Tsukaimon. He has them in circulation all the time, and it's so good for him because he gains so much memory and just reaps so much advantage. So he's going to play Vilemon for 2. We're going to get bumped to 3 due to our TK. Unfortunately, he didn't leave anything without a source, so we're not going to get an additional proc off our mat, but that's fine. So here, we're actually going to hard play the Magnagmon because we don't have another option. We're going to push him to 8, and we're going to recover 2. This is because we only had 2 security and he was threatening 3 attackers, so we had to kind of stay alive as much as we could. So he's going to untap Beelzemon, draw for turn, bring up the Tsukaimon here. And again, he's got 8 memory, so he's got a lot to work with, and I guarantee you that Tsukaimon's getting evolved at this point. So you're going to attack with Beelzemon. What does he find? Well, he finds a 7 Heavens, so we're going to use that to kind of take out the Vilemon. That not only eliminates a blocker that would impede our progress towards his security, but also eliminates another body that can threaten to take our security away. So now, because of the Tsukaimon he had underneath, he's actually going to gain a memory due to that 7 Heavens. So again, he's just going to go on a Night Raid spree. He's going to make his board as wide as possible, evolve as much as he can to draw as many cards as he can to give himself as many options as possible. So we go into another Demi-Devimon. You know, Omnimon would be really good right now. Then he's got a Chimeramon, one of the Demi-Devimons, to take out our Magna Angemon, which is really good play, I think. So we're going to go to 4, because this time we do get a trigger off Matt, because he's got something without a source in play. We're going to just swing with our Gabumon, because he has no blockers. There's no reason not to. We get to draw an additional card with Upamon as well. We're going to hit the Devimon. Gabumon goes down. And then I think we go in with Magnagmon as well. Nope, we're just going to play Mistymon as well, because we don't want to lose the Magnagmon just yet. So we're going to go to 3, and then because Mistymon reduces 2 Digimon DP by 3,000, we're going to be able to shoot both rookies. Mistymon's another option that we can evolve Kintorosmon onto, as well as Magnagmon onto, to trigger our Kaiser Nail plays. So he's just in that deck as well. It's kind of a Volcanic Dramon replacement, I guess, in terms of a yellow equivalent, and that gives us more combo potential. So again, oof, he swings 11 into 10. We're just always missing that threshold just by an inch. And then he's going to drop an Impmon. We're going to bump to 3 again. So again, he's threatening 3 attackers to our 2 security. We're going to play Kintorosmon, go to 0. We're going to reduce all 3 of his Digimon by security attack -2. And this is a really cool play that we're going to make here. So now we're going to follow that up with the Chimeramon. But before that, we're going to attack, of course. Because now we're trying to reveal a Trump Sword, because if we do hit a Trump Sword, that Chimeramon would be destroyed because it's unsuspended, and now actually we could take the Beelzemon down with it. But now there's no Trump Sword, we can just attack freely in with our Contourusmon, and if we hit something like a Millenniumon or a Boltmon, we'll still kind of drag that Beelzemon down with us to the grave. Which is kind of a dark way of saying it, because Contourusmon is technically an angel, right? Or an angelic Digimon to some degree. So we're going to attack, and then I think Josh was just kind of looking at his Twitch stream, talking to his chat for a second. He forgot that we attacked. And then we just kind of had to remind him, yep, there we go. So 2 mats in a row, back to back. Jesus, that's such a good hit in security. Because not only did he get Trump Sword earlier, now he's going to get a Venomiotismon back. And because we've only got 2 security and we've got no blockers, like that Venomiotismon is super strong. Because he's already threatening game at this point right now anyway. So the Venomiotismon is just icing on the cake if we're able to kind of get back here. So here's where we drop the Chimeramon. And this is where kind of the bread and butter combo of the deck comes into play. So we're going to destroy our Contourusmon, and we're going to be able to destroy level 5 or lower, which is going to be his Chimeramon. And then because we get to reduce another Digimon's DP by 11,000 due to Contourusmon's ability, then we're going to take the Beelzemon down with this as well. So he's going to get a ton of memory due to all of his inheritables and Kari. But that's fine, because now we went from being in a complete losing position to kind of being back somewhat in the driver's seat. Because now we've got 2 Digimon and he's only got 1 security left. So how is he going to respond? I mean, with 8 memory, I'm sure he's got something he can do. Yeah, so he's going to go into Chimeramon. I believe this goes up into the Venom as well. Yep, there it goes. So now he's got that security attack +1 as a backup plan, which worked out really well in his favor. He's just going to hit 2 Gomons. I already knew those were there because of the TK earlier, which is really unfortunate. And he believes he's got the game here, and he tries to attack with Impmon. And then I remind him that Contourusmon actually gave the Impmon security attack -2. And a Digimon needs at least 1 security attack to perform a final attack for game. So unfortunately, he doesn't actually win the game in this respect right here. So he kind of has to take a step back and go, well, how do I not lose the game now? Well, I think he just Trump Swords the Chimeramon here. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to go to 6. We're going to, we should go to 7 here because of Matt, but I think we just missed the prompt. But we remember after we attack with Magnagmon, because we should lose 1 memory with Venomiotismon. Yeah, and then we just figured out that we actually were at 7, and then we went to 6. And then we reveal the last Matt and his security, which is unfortunate. Yeah, so we fixed the memory now. There we go. Everything's kosher now. So now how do we follow up with this? Well, first we're going to go to Spark. And I believe we play a Magna Angemon here to recover 1. And then we're going to follow that up with a Chimeramon to destroy the suspended Magnagmon. And that'll take out his Impmon as well. So that'll only give him 1 attacker next turn. And even though it so we attempt to play Trump Sword, realize that we don't have any purple Digimon to play. We back that up and we go, whoa, whoa, whoa. We can still do it. We just got to play Chimeramon instead. So it's the same end result, but we lose an attacker as well. But now, again, we're kind of threatening check on Josh's side, because now we've got 2 attackers, and now he can't threaten game with us because he's only got the 1 Venomiotismon to play. And we're just kind of going over. He didn't see the Hammer Spark get played, so we just had to kind of remind him. So he mills his 3 with Impmon, and we're going to volley it back to him. So he should go to 8. Yep, he does with Kari. And so here, he actually makes a pretty cool play. I believe he swings, and then he drops that Millenniumon. So yeah, so we're going to Hammer Spark him to 6 in security. What a good recovery, actually. Holy smokes. And then I think he drops Blocker Millenniumon here, which is really strong, because that kind of gets him out of the check position that we put him in. So there's the Millenniumon to 0. He's going to put the Magna Angemon at the bottom of the deck. which is really strong. Oh, no, sorry, it's not blockers, Drum Sword. I mean, it gets you there. So now, again, we go from being in a potential winning situation to be completely, you know, empty board, nothing to do. He's now threatening game against us, so we followed that back up by paying 7 for Magnangemon. We're going to recover 1, and then we're going to play Magnangemon again, giving us an extra security. So now, because he no longer has security attack +1, because he evolved over the Venomyotismon, he can only take 1 security away from us. And again, now we're putting him back into a threatening position where we could theoretically take the game from him if he can't respond properly. So he hits the second Venomyotismon. It's too small. Millenniummon just plows through that. This is a super close game. This is why I kind of chose to feature this game, because it was a really fun showcase of both the fun little potential that this Tri-Color deck has, but also the fun interactions and volleying back and forth between both decks when we give purple a lot of memory. And this is a purple deck that is not like pure value Piedmon, it's a little bit more toolboxy, and I like to showcase how these decks can kind of thrive in a evolution environment as well, when you're kind of going up the chain into big powerful level 6s as opposed to just using Piedmon. So, yeah, so he plays a blocker, realizes he doesn't have another out, and unfortunately he concedes here. But, yeah, this is a great game. This is a great game to watch again, actually, as well. And, yeah, and we had the Kentorosmon for the follow-up, even if we couldn't take the game away from us at that point there, too. But, yeah, this was it. This is the Tri-Color purple, blue, yellow deck that will be featured in the channel very soon. Big shout outs to Josh, aka JoDobbi, for allowing us to record this match and showcase it to you guys, because this was taken off his stream. We were one of his stream contenders and opponents during this day, and we had a lot of fun playing together. But yeah, I will link JoDobbi's stuff in the description. Check him out. Make sure you support all Digimon YouTubers, all Digitubers as we colloquially call ourselves, small and large. So yeah, this has been Mike aka Synaku from OverGround. If you liked this video, and if you can't wait for the deck list, be sure to leave this video a like and a comment. And if you like what we do here and you want to see more, please consider subscribing and help us reach our new goal and our new milestones for the end of the year. We're hoping to hit at least 300 or more by the end of February. So yeah, thanks a lot guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.